What's going on, Mark Nash?
This one is dedicated for all the workers that work 9 to 5. And you wanna party, yeah. Hey, it's Friday, let's party tonight. Party, baby, it's Friday. Yes, it is. Gonna party, I'm gonna party and get my groove on. Get my groove on. It's Friday, baby, baby. I'm gonna party till the break of dawn. Yes, I am, yes, I am. I get my work this week. Woo! And baby, I just got paid. Gonna go buy me a fresh pair of Gators with some of the money that I made. There waiters on the radio singing about the whiskey. I think I'll go by the stove to get me a bottle so I can be ready, to get my groove on the dance floor. Baby, baby, it's Friday, Friday, baby. I'm gonna party, and get my groove on. Get my groove on. It's Friday, baby. Whoa. And I'm gonna party till the break of dawn. Stepped in the club, looking candy and clean. Ooh-wee. I see a woman just for me. I'm gonna say, baby, do me the honor. Would you please have this dance with me? Cause it's Friday and feeling good. And I'm gonna party till the lights come on. And I'ma do the electric slide. The Johnny Taylor slide on. Baby, it's Friday, baby. And I'm gonna party, and get my groove on. Get my groove on. It's Friday, Friday, baby. And I'm gonna party, break the dawn, break the dawn. Mr. DJ, can you play some Marvin C's? Can you play Motel Leather? Oh yeah. So I can ask this lady to please take me. I've been at work all week and I deserve to come out and have a good time. I've been spending my money on everybody else. Tonight I'm gonna spend every dime. Cause it's Friday, yes it is. Gonna get my groove on. And I'm gonna party and get my groove on. Get my groove on. It's Friday, baby. Oh. And I'm gonna party till the break of dawn. The break of dawn. It's Friday, baby. Come on, y'all. And I'm gonna party.
Black love plus black dollars equals black power. Black love plus black dollars equals black power. This is your boy, Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian. Be sure to subscribe to our brother, your brother, Brother Bakari on YouTube. Brothers and sisters. Peace, Brother Bakari.
Yeah. Believe in me. Grieve for me if I'm gone and carry on your own. You way stronger than you think. Ain't no safety if it ain't safe. Headshot or the base. Cut the head off the snake.
What's going on, man? I'm waiting on Bobby to call in. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll just call him. Let me see. What's going on? How you doing until that happened? Well, you know what? I'm gonna give him a call. He may have not seen that text. Let me call him. It hung up straight like that. Hold on 1 second. Let me call. Use my other one and tell him to give me a call. Come on, man. Oh, there you go. What's going on, Robert? We live. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good, Bakari. I'm doing wonderful. The weather is good. When it's warm, I feel good. It's not Georgia heat, but it's good.
It's not Georgia heat. Yeah, it's Georgia. It's kind of hot down south right now.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it is.
Yeah, it's hot now.
I'm good. I'm good. As long as I can feel some. Huh?
No, I say yeah, it's getting warm down here.
Oh, in the South, it always gets warm first.
Yeah, it's getting.
I remember when I was going to school back in the day. Man, May would be hot, hot, hot. In fact, April would be hot.
Yeah, I know. Georgia, I don't know, yeah, but it finally come around. So what's going on today? We're going to be discussing Orisha Oya, right?
Yes, we are.
Hold on, let's give him a minute. Wait a minute before you come in. Y'all give him a standing ovation.
I appreciate that.
So that's thanking you for coming through, dropping some of your jewels, some of your wisdom, some of your spiritual knowledge on us. So we're gonna discuss the Orisha Oya. So whenever you're ready to begin, it's on you.
Okay. Everyone has heard the news. When I say heard the news, they heard the news about Oya, but they didn't realize that's who it was. Oya controls the winds, the storms, the hurricanes, all of that. In the Midwest this week, in the United States of this America, they had tornadoes like you wouldn't believe. It wiped out neighborhoods. It didn't just hit a tree, it went for miles. In fact, they say several tornadoes hit, and that was Oya. And they talk about global warming.
Give me 1 second,
Okay.
Pop Ben. Give me 1 second. This is okay. She hung up. That was my daughter. Let me text her. You can go ahead. I'm gonna text her. Go ahead.
Okay. You can talk about the fact of global warming. Now, on a scientific note, that might be true. I won't refute that. But everything that we know or everything we don't know exists on a spiritual tip. When I say tip, everything is spirit. And it hits so hard is because people in this country have no idea, no clue the significance of sacrifice. They know how to reap. They say that because of the carbon in the air is causing global warming. So many things we don't do that we should do is the cause of a lot of things. We talk about action, reaction, okay? And other places in the world, I'll give you an example. I don't remember the year, but there's a terrible hurricane coming towards Cuba. And I think it was Hurricane Andrew, if I'm not mistaken. And it was coming right smack at Cuba. Now, everybody knows, or mostly everybody knows, that Cuba sacrificed. They might call it a lot of things. Sometimes they might call it a Santeria. They have all kinds of names for African spiritualism. And the only reason they talk about Santeria is because they include the saints. They couldn't just straight up talk about Africa. They had to talk about the colonialism mind that was set upon them, talked about Catholicism. So that was included. But the fact of it is, they do it. And you'll say, sacrifice what? Well, they sacrifice goats, sheep, chickens, all kinds of animals are sacrificed to the people, for their well-being. But when you do the sacrifice, it's a major deal. It goes all around, it touches all notes. It's like you're playing music. Whatever is there to be touched, that blood, the energy from that blood is touching it. It's called ashe. Okay, the ashe. A lot of times people use the word ashe, and it has a lot of meanings. It has different meanings. It's how it's used. I give you an example when they talk about the English language. The English language, TO is two, TOO is two, and TWO is two. It depends upon what two you're speaking about. And I'm going to use that. I use that as an example because that's what they teach in their language of English. The different spellings of the same word. Sounds the same, but it has different meanings, so you spell it the same. You spell it differently, I'm sorry. So when you say ashe can be meant for a lot of different things. You have no idea. And because no one has explained to you, or because you can't see the visual, that we are people that learn through what we see, and sometimes what we feel. Well, let it be a lesson that Oya came to visit this earth that we are living on by showing the storm. Okay? They see her doing that twister. That's Oya. And you say, well, how can I get away from her? You have to have knowledge. Okay? Knowledge is power. And without knowledge, you're just basically in trouble. So you can do the primal, the first things, the simple things. Find you a person of spiritual knowledge that understands how to sacrifice. I've been speaking about it for weeks now. I said, okay, give me a call. This is what you might need, and X, Y, and Z. So X, Y, and Z means your personal business. But you need to understand the sacrifice. This country they don't understand that. They took us out of Africa. Okay, Black people, they took us from Africa and wanted us to become like them. So therefore, there's so much confusion. We don't know who we are. We know we're Black, but to understand the spiritual aspect of what we need to do to lift us up, we have forgotten. They've tied us to religion. Okay, they've tied us to being a Catholic, being a Baptist, be a Methodist, or whatever else. And if we don't find, as a people, some type of deliverance or some kind of breath of fresh air from these religions, we walk away. And many have begun to walk away, not knowing where to go, what to do. I'm not here to convert anyone. I'm just here to give knowledge. If you ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. And so much you will learn and understand by the answers because in your head is a vast space for knowledge to be put. I have a Baba in Nigeria, and he will say certain things to me. And we have a talk very often, mostly every day. And I said to him, Baba, me, when we talk, it's like I'm coming to dinner. I'm having a banquet. And he says, really? I said, yes, because the emptiness in my mind that has not been fulfilled, even as of yet, the knowledge that we impart or the words that are said start to fill that void. And I have to say, I understand because it starts to draw a picture. Things start to come together. I was laying in the bed the other day and I was listening to a song by Babatunde Olatunji. It came out in 1959. I'm sure the song was out before then, but that's when it hit the radios in New York. Okay? And he sang the song, and I was listening to some of the words in my head. And I kid you not, I popped up like a jumping jack when I realized some of the things he was saying was tied to what my Baba here had spoke about. Because their knowledge in Nigeria and Ghana, Ethiopia is so vast. It goes back eons. And when they were taking us from all over these various places, I don't think but once as far as Ethiopia, unless they were people pulled from there and taken, say, to places like Kenya or way up to a slave market, and then they marched them to another one because they heard white people were buying us. Okay, and so many cultures, so much knowledge have been mismatched. It's been lost because there's nobody to talk to you about it. But in the world of spirit, it's never lost. It's to understand your dream. Sometimes you might have a dream and not understand what it means. But my grandmother used to say, by and by, something comes to fruition. So Oya, who owns the cemetery, the gates of the cemetery, she owns the side, what they call not the volcano. She owns the tornado. She owns the hurricane. That's her. And when she hit ground in Middle America this week, she transformed everything. You'd have to be blind not to see it. You might not want to give her credit, but trust me, that's who it was. You say, where do these winds come from? Well, I don't know how far back they've recorded, but when they started to take us out of Africa, they had to travel over Yemoja. And I know they did not give her anything. In fact, they were stealing. And you know, when you steal, you have to pay back. And when you pay back, sometimes it's double or triple of what you stole. Okay? They tell you thou shalt not steal. I don't care what language, which way you whom you follow. They tell you it's not good to steal. So when they stole us, okay, I want to make that perfectly clear. They stole us. All right, ripped off Africa of some of our best people, the best human beings, to build up in places like South America, North America, the different places where the Pope, and I don't like to talk about colors, but you know there were no black popes. Okay, you know that these Europeans, there were no black Europeans. And this is just, unless you just happen to be born there. Okay, so I'm walking around the topic of color, who stole Black people out of Africa. So these storms come about. Also, there's another story about this, what do you call it, the tornadoes and how they are, is how and what was done to the Native American. Now, if you're at home and someone comes into your house and takes you and displaces you in your own home, remove you from your house, take you and put you somewhere which you have no knowledge, again, mixing of bloods, mixing of this, mixing of the other, bringing enemies together to breed and to bear fruit with your children. Therefore, again, you have a lot of confusion, a lot of depression. And the only solace you might have is using drink, which is alcohol and drugs. So, back to the topic, Oya, Orisha Oya, is showing these people exactly who she is. And yes, she can be calmed. Yes, she can be temperate. You have to, like, and I'm not trying to be funny or being any way disrespectful, but anytime a woman is upset and angry, you better know how to talk to her correctly. You better know what to give her and don't abuse her feelings. I have a mother. We all have had mothers, whether they're living or not. And to spare your behind from a good live butt whipping, you appeal to your mother. You try to appease her, maybe bring her some candy, talk nice to her. You try to find a way to avoid that ass whipping. Okay? Simple as that. When you put things into practicality of everyday life, you'll understand what it is I'm talking about. Depending upon what you did. Now, I've done some things and my mother lit me up. I mean, she put pure fire, I don't know about holy fire, but she put some fire back there.
You don't know if it was holy fire?
Huh?
You say you don't know if it was holy fire?
I don't know if it was holy fire, but I know
it was fire.
It made me remember, because I can remember to this day things that I shouldn't have done and what I got in return for what I did. And part of one time was I stole something. I was in the second grade. I think I was about 7 years old. And what I did was take a book that didn't belong to me, and I tried to hide it and bring it home with me. Now, what I was going to tell my mother when I got it home, I have no idea. But the teacher wrote a note for me to bring to my mother. Of course, I couldn't read cursive writing. And me, like a good child, brought this note to my mother. And my mother did some of her own detective work and sent somebody to the school to find out what had happened. And when the the teacher explained to the person what I had done, and the report was brought back to my mother, I was put on fire. And I don't mean she lit a match. She got a belt, closed the door, and it was she and I. I'll never forget that one. All right, that's some, if you're going to count and multiply that was a couple of sevens ago.
Like it just happened, huh?
Like yesterday. I remember. You know, I tell people I can remember when I was a year old. I go back and I tell people 2 years old, they look at me. But I remember God gives everybody a blessing. You come in this world with blessings. It's how you use them. And one of the things that I have is memory. And upon that memory, I also ask him this turnaround, please give me understanding. Now, if I can understand what I remember, I'm good. That means what to do for good health, what to do on a spiritual note. Okay? So I'm here for a reason. The reason today is to meet with you guys on a Sunday and to talk, to give you information, and to answer you to the very best of my ability. Maybe I'm giving you answers in the conversation. But oh yeah, put fire to the United States this week. Trust me when I tell you.
So
And no guns, nothing they could do to stop it because they don't let you, and I'll say not I, they don't let you get the knowledge of understanding and the appreciation of sacrifice. Okay? There's a picture, and I think it's in the New Testament. I'm gonna go back to this. Some things I gotta use as reference because you're aware of it. And I saw in the Bible where people were bringing uh, animals to the temple for sacrifice. Okay, when I see things, I remember. You see somebody with a chicken, see another one with a goat. They all would bring different sacrifices, things to be sacrificed. And I told them, the people, I said, they weren't bringing them there for a barbecue. They were bringing them there to, the blood could be shed and put on them to free them of whatever. Sacrifice can free you of sickness, illness of all kind, maybe mental or physical. I've seen this. Now, you might think I'm just talking to talk, but I'm so serious. I was amazed when I started to see what sacrifice can do for you. It's not somebody told me or an old wives' tale. I've seen it with my own two eyes. Okay, I've seen men talk to the ocean and the ocean part back, go back. When I was in Nigeria, they were talking to Olokun and Yemoja, and people would cry and come to see at the edge of the rock. And where the ocean was high, it would fade back, till you could almost see the bottom of the ocean itself. It's not on, I don't believe they have it filmed, but it's in my mind. I know what I saw. You know, people would come because they were amazed to see it. There are things that human beings have knowledge to do. But of course, if you don't have the knowledge, you're not going to know. I can tell you books to read, and that's where knowledge is hidden. You know that? It will tell you all the truth in the world in a book. And if you don't have the intelligence to open that book, you're in trouble. You'll never know. I said, there's a book called The Dahomian, okay, by Frank Yerby. There's another one called Our Darkness at Ingram's Way, I believe it is, by Frank Yerby. When they had book stores, I would go to the bookstore and look, and I wouldn't buy everything they had, but I was able to look in the book and what have you and buy what I wanted. Now everything's online and you don't see it physically. I bought a book. It's called I, Titubia, Black Witch of Salem. I don't remember the author, but I bought this book. I picked it up and purchased it. Okay? I was reading it. And at the time I was I was under the tutelage of a Babylon called Afalaba E. Pega. May his soul rest in peace. And I was reading the book, and I got to a certain point. I said, Baba, is this true? And he read it. He said, yes. That's all he said, yes. It was about sacrifice. And it was explaining how to do it. Of course, in a novel, like, you tell a story. And he looked over it, he said, yes, it's true, my brother. I've always been on a quest, on a search, knowledge. That way I'm informed. I can't, when I come and talk to you guys, I'm not talking something I'm making up. I don't know how to tell those kind of stories. Okay? I spoke to my friend in Ghana today, and we were talking about something, and I texted him. He said, yes, Bob, I remember. You told me. I said, oh, okay, to myself, I told him that already. But if you tell the same thing again and again and again, you can't be lying. Especially when it's word for word lies, sometimes you can change around if you care to lie. But I have no need to do that. I've experienced enough. But oh yeah is what made the storm what that called not volcano. That's called what they call tornado. And when she's used, very seldom do the Babalawos even call her, because if you call upon her, she will come. It's like Oshun and the rest of them. And you give them something of what they want, they will flip and turn things and changes in your life like you wouldn't believe she would. Sometimes that's why they say, be patient. Change is gonna come. Sam Cooke sang that song. See, the songs they used to sing is all pertain to something relevant to life. We rock and nod our head and pat our feet, but if you listen or have heard enough songs in your life, you'll see and pull out some of the words and say, aha, I understand. The next person or the next Orisha that can bring instant change is Aganju. We very seldom hear of him. I might have mentioned him before. He is the master or the god of volcanoes. He'll shake up the earth also, making change come. All these Orisha, when you speak to them and you sacrifice to them, they'll make changes. Now, I'm not going to say something's going to happen overnight, but if you're consistent, consistency is important, and not lose faith, you're going to see some changes. Sometimes you can see it right away. But what happens, if you don't see it happening right away, you say, you're wasting my money, you're wasting my time, and you're lying to me. Trust me, I got better things to do. I had a man find me. I hadn't seen him in a long time. And when I saw him, I said, oh my God, what happened to you? Because he didn't look right. And he went to tell me, I said, I'll tell you what, you contact me and we'll get together. Well, last night I gave something to Orisha, as I do, because I'm supposed to. And Orisha brought him forth to me. And when I got up this morning, after I finished my prayers, I looked at my phone and there was his number. He had texted me. And because I didn't get back to him fast enough, he called me. I was still doing something. I called him and he spoke to me. I said, okay, I'm ready when you are. Because we're talking about your life, not talking about a joke. And that's facts. So I hope someone has a question, because when I got on the phone this week, I back practically screamed at Bakari. I said, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. He didn't know what I was talking about. I was so excited. I mean, I was excited to tell him. I wasn't excited what happened to the people. I said, did you see the news? Did you see the news? He said, yeah, man, I saw the news. I said, that's oh yeah. He said, really? I said, yes. That's oh yeah. You don't have to look it up in a book. You don't have to Google it. You don't have to do nothing. Just go to that they Google it for you, put it on that television, where they sometimes give you misinformation. Well, they gave you information. If you don't understand what your eyes saw, I'm explaining it to you. That's what your eyes saw. They saw the work of Oya. Some of us might have been directly affected, and some of us might have heard. Because you're always hearing something about the other Orisha, Ogun. That's guns. People killing people. Well, he's in charge of the gun, not what you do with the gun. Okay, that's Ogun. So understand, you're faced with these Orisha each and every day, and you don't even know it. You don't know, yeah, this one died, this one got killed, this one got shot, that one shot, everything is going on. Well, that is Ogun. When somebody got knifed, they hit him with whatever, that's Ogun. I like to tell you the flip side, but certain, because we are being taped, I don't want no one thinking that I'm causing some kind of insurrection with my truth. That's why they stopped Nat Turner from reading. Okay, you heard of Nat Turner? Well, Nat Turner could read down in Virginia, and when Nat Turner got finished understanding what he was reading, he turned everybody out. He turned them all out. That's why they stopped us from reading, because the secrets and the truths are in books. Get yourself something to read.
Who was that?
Huh?
Say that again. You say, guess who very seldom read? I say, who? Go ahead.
I told the people, do yourself a favor.
Oh, okay.
Get some books
And read.
and read.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, I'm not a bookworm, but I will read. And sometimes the spirit will bother me and bug me, where I have to pick up a certain book and start to look into it and see certain things and say, oh, it's right there. Information. I have some old books and something I wanted to know, the knowledge was right there. So
Yeah, that's why they used to say if you want to hide something from black folks, put it in a book.
that's what my son told me this week, and it's true. If you want to hide it, hide it in plain sight, put it in a book. Well, he's too busy rocking to music, too busy doing this, that, and the other. Man, better get some books and read them. I give you, let's like this. I give titles. I tell people there's another series of books by J.A. Rogers. I'll say back in the day, I'm talking about back in the 70s and the 80s, seemed like it was yesterday to me. All right? On 125th Street in Harlem, they used to have street vendors. And these guys used to have books. And I picked up a whole bunch of books by J.A. Rogers. Now maybe you can find them online. See, I will give you the information. Since we all like to listen to stuff, to things, excuse me, it's not stuff, to things, I give information, follow through. Do yourself that favor. Then when I'm speaking about something, you can relate, or you can tell someone else and teach someone else. I had my son read I to Tubia, Black Witch of Salem. And he twisted his face, and of course he was in high school, and I really didn't care. I said, read it. Don't you know they asked him some kind of question on a test about I to Tubia? They didn't even give the material for that question. He knew it and got it right. Of course, the teacher wanted to know where he get that information from. He said, my dad.
So they don't give you the tools, but they'll ask you a question.
Really? If you don't use your mind to think, you're in trouble. Knowledge is a beautiful thing. You can count. You know, I remember I was in private school, 4th grade, 9 years old. And the teacher said, what's 4 times 9? I said, 36. Now, what's 9 times 4? I sit there and look at her. She said, it's 36. She just turned it around. Her name was Miss Dawkins. May her soul rest in peace. Because I know these folks that I'm talking about have gone on. But what they taught me, it still lives on. They didn't go nowhere. And I went to a school where they had corporal punishment. You know what corporal punishment is? Is when they take you in the closet with a ruler and spank that rump. Tear it up. And I made sure, extra sure, not to have to go in that closet. I might have went there once or twice, that was it for me. I wasn't a person you have to be 24/7 to understand. Nope.
Yeah, I got you. Me neither.
I could understand the first round. And that first round would last for many rounds to come. I didn't get a beating for everything because I didn't do everything. I knew better. But oh yeah, So I'm saying this to people who are listening. Brother Bakari has my information, how to contact me. I can give readings. If you feel like traveling to New York, I can do sacrifices, and I'll give you one better than that. You don't even have to come and see me. I can still do it from where I am, because spirit travel, it doesn't go anywhere. It's all over. But I say to you, if I say a certain amount of money, you say this man must be crazy. So therefore, no, I'm not crazy, but I want you to see what I'm doing. So once you see what I'm doing and you get to see the results, you say, it works. But it's going to work whether you see me do it or not. Because when somebody's doing something negative, they don't tell you to come and see what they're doing. They just go ahead and do it, and you feel the results. Oh, I lost my job. I wonder what happened. Oh, me and my old lady, me and my man, we're fighting like cats and dogs. I wonder what happened. We were doing so good. Well, like any other garden, you have to maintain it. You got to water it. You got to fertilize it. You got to do everything for the garden if you want pretty flowers to grow. If you want food to grow, you have to maintain. So if you think you're in a relationship or you have a job or your own business, and just because you do, it's going to bear fruit, I have news for you. You must work at it. And sometimes, and very often, you have to do spiritual things to maintain it. But no one's going to tell you that. Nobody. But I'll tell you, because it's the truth. Now you might say, oh, he's just saying that. Okay. That's why they got candle stores. Okay, I don't know what neighborhood you live in, but they have stores that sell candles and sell incense and this and that. And they might have somebody sitting in the back or somewhere giving you, they call their spiritual advisor. Same thing I'm talking to you about today. I've had spiritual advisors come see me about things. Now, I'm not bragging. And I wouldn't know unless they told me. They said, well, if you're that smart or that good, you've already known. No, I just see a person that's coming asking me questions and want to know a solution. All right? I don't sit back and judge. I never did. I've never been on any jury for someone that's been in court. Because if they have me on a jury, I'm going to say they're all innocent. Because who am I to judge somebody? I'm not. I don't condemn people to death. I don't condemn abortion. I don't condone it either. I will not give you something that's going to make it happen. I had a few young women said, Brother Pye, you know how to make a baby be aborted? I said, yeah. Well, I need so and so and so and so. I said, not for me, you won't.
Yeah.
I said, sorry, can't help you. I said, you lay down and open up the portals of life for that one to be conceived. So let's talk about an accident. Then we all are accidents. Some of us are on purpose accidents. I will not tell you how to stop that life from coming into the world. Can't do it. And I'm not with these people that you see now pro-life. Well, then maybe I've been pro-life all my life. Because I don't believe in capital punishment either. I think that's ridiculous. Sit somebody down, lay him down, and kill him. That don't make no sense. I don't care what they did. You can lock them up for life. You don't be taking nobody's life.
Oh, you don't agree with you don't agree with capital punishment?
Nope. Listen, there was a case up here about the Central Park Five, and John Trump, I think Donald Trump, I'm sorry, said that they're guilty. He's going to put them on trial and tell them they should kill them all. 5 black men.
Yeah, I know.
They went back over the evidence and found that those men, they exonerated them and let them out. Here you got a man who's supposed to be the most powerful person on the planet before it became that. Talk about kill him. No. Mm-mm. Because when somebody takes another man's life, you don't know what spirit possessed him to do it.
So let
You
me
don't
ask
know
you.
what's going on.
So let me ask you a question, right? I'm gonna be honest. Now this is me. I don't care what spirit possessed me. This is my opinion. That white guy that walked in that grocery store and killed all those people in Buffalo. You think he deserved to live out? People tax dollars should take care of him in prison.
Do I believe what?
That white guy that walked and killed all them black folks in that grocery store in Buffalo.
Okay.
You think he deserved to live?
Put him in jail for life.
So then our tax dollars take care of him.
Let me put it to you like this. He's already, for whatever reason he did what he did. Trust me, those spirits that he took, those lives that he took, he's in debt. He's going to be in debt for a long time. And those spirits are going to come on him and work him. And he's going to wish to God he hadn't done it or he wasn't here. He'll be tormented beyond your comprehension.
So see me. So when it comes to spirituality, I say when it comes to spirituality for me, I guess that's where I wouldn't be that spiritual because I say he needs to be dead.
Okay, well, listen, I cannot hold that against you because that's your belief and your feeling. I can't say I don't like you, Bakari, because that's your feeling. I can't say, Bakari, that is an infraction and who you shouldn't do it. I'm going to condemn you. No, everybody's got to live with their own feelings, their own ideas. I do, you do, everybody. Like I said, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm here to help. I've had a woman that came to me, and I don't know which spirit did it, but she was fighting with somebody, but I had to sacrifice a few animals, goats included, to clear her up. And she got the news that the person that was fighting with her had a stroke. Didn't kill her, but had a stroke. So that I can do. And I did it unknowing that the person was going to have that. But I know what I had to do to help this woman.
I got you.
So
well, we don't have any questions today. Well, actually, most of the time it was basically me and you. So I've been listening and taking in knowledge. There's been a few people coming in and out. I don't know. YouTube be tripping. I don't know. They might still even be there. It just go up and down. If you can't see them, if they're not talking, you don't know. Because YouTube.
Maybe the subject matter it goes over some folks' head. Not that what I'm saying is so brilliant or they're not that smart. Maybe they don't feel that certain things pertain to them at this moment. But if they go back and check it out, or somebody might say something, they might use this show that we're doing as a point of reference. That's all. And hoping that you're still online and that they can contact you on some level. Yeah, we can make contact.
Yeah, they know they can contact me, and they contact me. They have access to your information. I'll let you know who it is. You know.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no, that is no problem. But you know, it's almost 4:00 now. You got any final words you want to say?
No, basically I just want people to understand what they saw on television. Oh yeah.
So let me ask you a question about that. Let me ask you a question. So even though, of course, they don't say "oh yeah" because they kind of like a Muslim, but when you hear Farrakhan them talking about there's God,
I can't hear you.
When you hear Farrakhan them from the Nation of Islam talking about these storms that coming because, like, especially like with the hurricanes, and now in this case a tornado, and they talk about the storms that coming. When they saying that's God, they're doing it. You're saying the same. It's the Orisha Oya.
Listen, that's God working through Oya. She's a goddess. She's an Orisha. Like that. They all listen. whether they want to give the name to or give respect and understanding to that name, that's up to them. I'm breaking it down. A lot of times when Farrakhan says, I listen, and it makes sense. It really does make sense. But I know what I know. And I know how to appease certain things. See, when you appease, you're able to change the course of what's going on. It's like, I won't say it's an eraser, but you can appease it. You can lighten the load. Certain things are going to happen. But what you know to do can avert it also.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to do something and you know your parents are going to beat your butt, or the probability, if you get caught, you're taking things in your hands. You're saying, well, maybe 50-50. But if you do certain things to avoid getting caught or avoid doing certain things, period, because it's nothing more than a spirit that tells us, oh, it's okay to do certain things. I had a woman one time come to me, and she was upset. I think this had to do with her love life. And this woman was messing with her husband. And this woman, I think she's from Trinidad, I believe so. Doesn't matter where you're from. And she said, Pi, I want to kill this so-and-so. And I said, and what good is that going to do? I said, you're going to have to pay debt, not just here. You're going to have to pay after the fact. After the fact, that spirit. I said, now we can do a ritual that can break up their relationship and do something to bring you closer. Now, sometimes people have the mindset, oh, if it's meant to be for me or be for me. Well, sometimes you got to work for things to maintain it, to be for you, so you can have it. See, that's to me a cop-out. Oh, if she loved me, she'd love me. If he loved me, he'll love me. They wouldn't do that to me. Well, some things they will do and don't know why they're doing it. If you don't take control over your own life on a certain level, anything can happen to you. Anything can happen, and anybody will do anything they want because you're not using God-given sense that you can get educated to learn. But see, if you've been told all your life what's meant to be is meant to be, and you don't have to do nothing, I won't say that's a lie, but that's your business. You can believe that if you want to. I happen to know better for me. I'll put it like that.
I got you. So
I'm not going to sit again in the seat of God and say what you should do or shouldn't do, and you need to do this, that, and the other. I leave that to your own common sense. I try to say enough that you use your senses. I had a woman whose husband was in business. Again, a young lady came in between him, her, the whole thing, and she didn't know what to do. She went to the lawyer. The lawyer said, nothing I can do. She had to come back to Pi. She said, Pi, can you help me? I said, yeah. She looked at me, she said, you can? I said, sure. I don't talk about things I don't know. So I said, but it's going to cost you X, Y, and Z. She looked at me. I said, it's up to you. I said, everybody has to be paid. I have to be paid as well as what I have to do. What to the spirit and to whom I'm purchasing what. I'm not going to the cemetery. I'm not doing anything to kill nobody. But you asked me if I could help. And I said, yes. So I gave her a number. And she looked at me. She came back what she had to give me in cash because I said, I don't want it on no Cash App. I said, I don't want it on no PayPal. I said, I want it from your hand to my hand so I can go about my business. I said, I need nobody to keep a record of anything. I did what I had to do. She said, how I know it's going to work? I said, tell me if it don't. But wherever their business was, this woman, and this man was talking, and he blew up like a volcano. He went ape shit crazy. Excuse my English.
Yeah.
But that's what he did.
So before we get off, could we hear the Majumba? I don't the prayer. Majumba.
No problem. Majuba Ifa, Majuba Odeme, Majuba Arumila, Majuba Alofia, Majuba Olarisha, Majuba all of our ancestors, Majuba all Babalaos that have passed away, and Majuba the owner of the day. And then we go on and bless whoever we want to bless. As far as under the umbrella of the Majuba of who, like I said, Bakari, bless you. I ask blessings for you, for your father, for your mother, if they might be ancestors, for your sons, your daughters, if I have their name, and I call their name, and at the end of it is, I say, Ashe, 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 Walla, Walla, Walla. And I'm done.
Well, all right, Pat Brenner. Baba, we look forward to it doing again next week.
My pleasure.
I'll give you a call.
We'll talk. If I have anything exciting again, I'm going to call you. In fact, things are coming in my head now, but we're at the end of this session. So next week I got some more stuff.
All right, and I'll be here.
All right, then, buddy. You be well now, yeah?
All right, you too.
Take care.
Mm-hmm. Let's give him a hand for coming through. Peace. See y'all later.